tell you that this group, this movement, this excitement has been just unbelievable. I've never been involved in politics in my entire life. I went from engineering school to medical school to surgery residency, left that to start a software company. I've had a lot of fun along the way. I've never been involved in politics. Politics always seems so out there. The politicians are all bought and paid for. It's all run by special and corporate interests. I just wanted to be left alone to try to create value as a free human being. And it wasn't until I realized that we actually had one true statesman left. There was actually one person who, unbeknownst to me, has been laboring tirelessly in Washington for the past 30 years saying, hey, you know what? When we founded this country, it wasn't just a bunch of guys getting around a table and saying majority rules. There was actually a rule of law involved. And there's this thing called the Constitution. And if you listen to it, and if you follow what it says, it sets out what is the appropriate scope and scale of the federal government. And let's leave all this other stuff, all the tough decisions, all the hard work, let's leave that to the states and the local people. Because they're closest to the action. And that's where the government can be the most responsive and can allow us to have the most amount of freedom, the most amount of liberty to pursue what is in our best interest as free Americans. And boy, does that sound revolutionary or what? Yeah. I had this splinter in my mind for years, thinking that things just aren't all that, something's not right. And when I left surgery residency to start this software company, all of a sudden I was in the process of creating jobs, of building a business and raising money and allocating capital and building teams and trying to serve the market. And it was hard work. Does anyone here own their own business? Any business owners? That's good. That's good. We need more owners in this country. We need to have folks who are not going to necessarily get a job, but people who are going to create jobs. And when I look at the experience that I had in getting out of, in my case, a path towards a profession, i.e. medicine, and actually just starting a company trying to create value in the marketplace, you begin to realize that things, when you're actually trying to create value for customers and convince people to give you money, not take money from people, but convince people to give you money, boy, that's a big challenge. That's a big responsibility. And what would it be like if our citizens, if everyone in this room looked at a job application from the perspective of, yeah, I could get that job, I can take that job, or I might do my own thing over here. If you try to go out on your own, if you try to be your own boss and start your own business, to grow a smaller family business, what are you dealing with? You're dealing with, IRS, EIN, FEC, you name it. There are tons of 3- and 4-letter bureaucracies that you've got to navigate just to create value for yourself and in your community as a free individual. And I'm really pleased and thrilled to be out here this evening with such a great group of people. I really enjoyed getting involved in the Ron Paul movement because I think that the essence of it is this idea that liberty and freedom, as the ideals upon which our country were founded, really get down to economic freedom as well. And that's the thing that I find so exciting and so empowering, and I'm really excited to be able to share with us tonight. We've got some great sponsors for the evening. The good folks at 9th Street Bakery gave us some fantastic baked goods. I was talking to Frank, the guy that owns 9th Street Bakery. The cost of flour for them, their whole wheat organic flour, is up 67%. Wow, go figure that one out. So clearly, they're not getting a lot of corporate welfare helping them build their business, and they're not being paid not to, say, make bread, when we've got farmers being paid, not really farmers, we have industrial agriculture being paid not to grow corn or wheat. How do they sign up for that job, right? But here are small businesses trying to do a good job in their communities who are dealing with all of these challenges. And I'd also like to recognize our sushi chef in the back corner. And it's just amazing to me that I can walk into a room and, well, part with a $5 Federal Reserve note and get some really, really good sushi back. That's just fantastic. Is this a great country or what? We need more of that. We need more of that initiative. We need more of that entrepreneurship. And in the way, way back, I want to recognize, is MK and Morgan, you guys back there? Show of hands. So, now this is a startup business, okay? So I'm talking about Carolina Biofuels and Greenway Transit. So Carolina Biofuels Biofuels has literally recycled an old Exxon oil terminal down here in downtown Durham, and they are taking waste vegetable oil and track grease and stuff from restaurants. Restaurants in the past had to pay to get this stuff out of their fryers, hauled away and disposed of. Well, you know what? You can actually create a business out of recycling that waste into fuel that will get you around in a diesel car or heat your home. How's that? That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Now, they're doing this the hard way too. This is another startup, this is another business, but they're not getting a lot of corporate welfare. There aren't any tax breaks for their exploration costs. They don't have the U.S. taxpayer and military at their beck and call to secure their pipelines and so forth. What they're doing is just taking advantage of an economic opportunity and making something happen. And that, I think, is what's so exciting about what we're doing here, what we're seeing here, is that people who previously thought that our federal government was out of reach are beginning to realize that no, in fact, it's not. And it can't be, and it shouldn't be. Because if we do not want to completely lose our freedom to a government whose interests are no longer distinguishable from corporate interests, now is the time to act. And I got into this not because I wanted to be a politician, but because I have 3 kids and an amazing wife, and I am really concerned about the nation and the direction it's going and what kind of world my kids are going to inherit. So I applaud y'all, everyone tonight, for being out here. And it's been an extreme pleasure and an extreme privilege to see some kids waving up there. Yes, there we go, Katie, you're looking good up there. It's been an extreme privilege working with such a fantastic group of patriots, and frankly, folks that I never previously knew existed. But I think that the amazing thing is that people are waking up, right? And the problem is, folks are so busy. We're all busy. But people that are middle class, such that the middle class even exists anymore, working, 2-income families, working 2 jobs, all you can do is just put food on the table, put the kids to bed, lather, rinse, repeat, do it all again the same day. Who has time to get involved in politics? So it is up to us, it's up to the people that have the inclination to get involved, to be involved, to spread the word, and get our neighbors involved as well, because this is the time to act. And our nation has been galvanized around the candidacy of one gifted and courageous individual who has stood on principle for 30 years. And we're celebrating that tonight, but we're also celebrating the fact that lots of other people are getting involved too. We're about to hear from Mike Munder, we heard from Bob Orr. We've got people that are putting their voices into the debate, and I sincerely hope that many, many, many more of the people in this room will stand up and say, I want to run for office. Because until we get to the point where we get back to a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people, we're going to be moving in the wrong direction. And there aren't any easy answers. There's no silver bullet. We're in a bad position right now. But while we can't change our position immediately, we can change our direction immediately. And all we've got to do is change the direction. And that's what's so exciting. Just for a quick money check. Anyone, we got the internet back up. What's the money bond doing? No, it's down again? So it's supposedly it's time when we're taking those. 16.3. So we're at 16.3 million for the quarter. Wow. I imagine folks thought Ron Paul was kind of crazy when he said he was going to raise $12 million for the quarter. So 16.3 sounds pretty good. And I am really excited about this. And I want to take an opportunity to quickly introduce a good friend and a courageous colleague. I am going to be shortly giving up, shortly, i.e. immediately, giving up my leadership of the Triangle Meetup, not because it's not one of the most amazing and rewarding experiences that I've had in my adult life, but because I am in the process of announcing my own candidacy for U.S. Congress here in North Carolina. And again, I'm telling you what it is. I'm not a politician. So if you're going to ask me a question, you're going to get what I think at this moment in time. We'll have a discussion, we'll debate it, and we'll go to the mat, but I'm just not good at talking around things. And the position we're at in the country is too important for us to be talking around the issues. We've got to be talking about the issues.